What's up, Trunk Slayers? It's Monday, and Kyle Christensen has convinced me once again on this Monday to choose violence. So here's some spicy Dean for you to start off your week. I'm not here today to give you a hard time about Screen Connect. Like most of you, I too am sad. That was the promised remote connection software. It was perfect. It was our darling. It was bound to happen, but still, why? That also makes me sad. No, what I'm here today to be a little bit spicy about at the beginning of your week, I don't understand why so many MSP owners are just allergic to making profit. I don't understand. Given the entire premise of your business is to generate profit, not revenue. You're not running a for revenue business. You're running a for profit business. I just don't get the decision making I consistently see that looks like you're going antithetical of that goal. From not charging for onboardings to giving away services and calling it a loss leader, which is complete horse shit, because this isn't a commodity margin product that you can get me to walk through the entire store and buy so you'll know that I'll then come back and consume a high margin add-on later. It's a service, and most of you can't maintain profitability anyways, so it's not a loss leader, it's just a loss. Whatever. I've noticed throughout my career, and I continue to notice, I see it on Reddit, I see it with MSPs I talk to, I see it with MSPs I overhear in hallways at events. Why are all of you so afraid to charge an appropriate amount for what you do? What I mean by that specifically, I've said a few times in a few of my other videos where I'm not yelling at you that I think most MSPs aren't terrible, and I still stand by that. I do think most MSPs are doing a decent job, or at least doing the best they possibly can. And so why aren't you charging best I possibly can rates? Why are so many people so fixated on racing to the bottom, competing on price, worrying about what their competition is doing for price, worrying about how they're going to sell against Amazon or eBay? I don't understand any of this. It comes across as though you're collectively as an industry allergic to making money. What's up with that? How many of you have a formalized onboarding process? And what I mean by that is it exists. It's a process that's repeatable. It's not an OML 1 where it's only in the owner's head. It's actually on paper. Someone could repeat it. I'm going to guess generously 50% of you have that. I'm being generous. Of those that have it, how many of you charge for it? I'm going to guess maybe 20%. And of that 20%, how many of you actually charge appropriately for it and don't just charge some bullshit like the first month service or some other nonsense number you've made up? I'm going to guess maybe 5%. And then of that remaining 5%, how many of you actually track and make sure that your onboarding is a profit center? I'm guessing probably like one person, not a percent, like probably one person. What the hell's wrong with all of you? Why are you approaching it like that? Every other industry doesn't do that. Every other industry has a value add and charges for an onboarding experience. All your vendors certainly do. I mean, most vendors charge for onboardings, right? You should be used to this. Why are we so allergic to the idea that our time and expertise and what we do is good and it's worth something? Are we that desperate to just sit in front of prospects that we'll give away everything for free and set the tone from the beginning that everything to follow you has zero value and is basically just lowest price possible? Are we all that MSP that we're going to let our clients price shop against us and then argue with them about why they can get, the latest Think Center for $200 refurbished on Amazon, and how dare you charge them $800? Like, how do we really want to be, everybody? Cut it out. You're better than that. This industry is better than that, and your business is better than that. Your staff are better than that. Your work output is better than that. What I saw last week with Screen Connect basically just catching on fire shows me most of you are better than that. The point Kyle made in his video about why would you neglect your business in the event of an incident, a lot of you didn't. Most of you are better than that. But yet you don't charge like you are. You don't go in and present your product as a premium offering. You do things like ask people like me on online forums, well, what are you charging? As if that matters. Who gives a shit what I'm charging? Who cares? You're better than that. Start valuing your services appropriately. Start pricing your services appropriately. Start taking some credit for how good you actually are. Have a great Monday.